Y'all can clearly see what it's saying right here on this screen. California city to give transgender and non-binary residents up to $900 a month. And I'm sitting here saying to myself, for what? Now, y'all know I did a video a while back talking about how people in the academy were going to be receiving something. I think it had something to do with marriage. If a spouse had died, it was like some kind of, I forgot what it was, but it was something they tried to brush under the rug until it kind of got out there. But in a way, it still did not get all the way out there, if you get what I mean. So now we have this right here. Now, what's interesting is that this is coming right around or after, soon after California just approved lineage-based reparations, or maybe a quote-unquote another study, because that's probably what it's going to boil down to. I haven't really looked into it, for FBA out in California, basically saying you cannot just get reparations just off of the claim of you being black. This is supposed to be specifically for those who have ancestry that goes back to chattel slavery. Basically, you had to have been born here and have generations down the line that goes back to that time period. And we'll see how far that goes. But we have this right here. Now, notice how every time, whenever there's something done for black people, specifically black Americans, there's always have to be a study conducted before they actually distribute anything. And that's only to pretty much discourage people from constantly talking about it. That's basically what it is. They always do these BS studies so black people won't have to talk about it anymore, thinking that we'll burn out and move on to another topic of discussion and say, oh, well, we tried. They didn't want it. It is what it is. They think they slick, but they're not. And black people are not giving up, and rightfully so. But here we have this going on, and somehow I'm not surprised that this is happening, because California is seen as the quote unquote most liberal state, or the liberal capital of America. Although if you ask some people that are from there, if you aren't from there, they will tell you otherwise. So I'm going to go ahead and read this article that's coming from the Washington Examiner. As you can see right here, it was posted March 31st, 2022. A California city is hoping to launch a pilot program that will guarantee a monthly income of up to $900 to transgender and non-binary residents. The City Council of Palm Springs, California, unanimously passed a bill on March 24th to provide $200,000 to DAP Health and Queer Works to design the program and apply for state funding. We hope that the pilot we design will inspire the city of Palm Springs to join together with DAP Health and other funders to bring a significant state funding to Palm Springs, said David Brinkman, CEO of DAP Health. Our goal is to develop a model that impacts the greatest number of individuals possible. We hope our pilot will help confirm that guaranteed income is a cost-effective way to create positive outcomes. The pilot program would distribute funding to at least 20 participants each month, likely totaling somewhere between $600 and $900. Local individuals who are transgender and non-binary will be prioritized by the program, which is expected to last 18 months. So you're talking about a year, well over a year. Over a year and almost 2 years. Because, 24 months is 2 years. Yeah, almost 2 years. There will be a 6-month design period for the pilot program launches. A guaranteed income is a policy that ensures individuals receive a certain earning without any strings attached. I think that's probably the most potent part of the entire article, because I actually skimmed through it and I actually wanted to really go in on this article because of that part right there. Listen to what that just said. A guaranteed income is a policy that ensures individuals receive a certain earning without any strings attached. That most likely means, or at least to me it says, that they most likely won't be taxed on this money. So if they're getting $900, they're getting $900. They're not taking anything out. Like there's no, and it's not a loan. Like it's nothing they have to pay back because there's no strings attached. So they probably won't have to pay it back. And it most likely won't be taxed. So they're basically getting free money. Isn't that the same thing they tell black people to stop looking for, is free money and handouts and welfare? Because this is what this is telling me. This seems like more like a welfare than anything. A welfare for those who are considered trans or non-binary. Mayors for a guaranteed income, and look, it's called guaranteed income, meaning that it's going to come. It's not a possibility it's going to come. It's not saying it may come or some of it's coming. It's saying it's guaranteed and it's all coming, and you're going to keep all of it because there's no strings attached. Mayors for a guaranteed income will help provide guidance to the city for the design of the pilot program. California currently allocates $35 million in funding for guaranteed income pilot programs and is expected to finalize its criteria for applications over the coming months. According to DAP Health, about half of the funding for the final program will likely come from the state and the other half will come from donors. Since there are very few inland California cities that are doing these pilot programs, we might be at the top of the list for state funding, said Council Member Christy Holstedge after the motion cleared the council. The city has a population of about 45,000 people and a poverty rate of about 16.4%, above the national average of 11.4% per the census. In general, transgender adults are twice as likely to be unemployed as, and this is their words, since cisgender adults, but we know what they're talking about. I don't know why they don't just put it, but we know why they put it. According to a study by McKinsey and Company, people who are trans and non-binary are highly marginalized in our society in general, especially economically, said Jacob Ratowski, CEO of QueerWorks, in a statement. What have I told y'all about them skis? Whenever you hear that last name and has a ski on it, you already know what community they belong to besides this person apparently affiliated with the academy. Both nonprofit organizations initially sought $900,000 from the city council to research and prepare the program, but the council ultimately opted for the lower $200,000 figure. If the city successfully procures the state funding, Ratowski believes the city will likely have to help to fund the other 50% of the program and estimates the program will cost $1.8 million, he told the Desert Sun. This model and this program could be used for something DAP wants to do for something QueerWorks wants to do, he told Desert Sun. It's not wasted time or wasted money. Something will come out of this proposal if for some reason we don't move forward with guaranteed basic income. So basically, because I was trying to figure out what is this thing really for? They're just giving them money just to give them money. So basically what they're saying is that people who are trans and non-binary are basically not as likely to get hired as heterosexual people or people who identify as heterosexual. Now notice they didn't say anything about anybody else in that academy, what the L, the G, or the B. Because it didn't say it was that this thing discriminated against them, and I guess in support of those are the first three letters. They're just talking about them and people who are non-binary. So they're basically saying because we can't get work, we're going to say that, we're going to find a way to help us get by until we get work. Just like I said, this is more like a welfare check. That's pretty much what it is. They just making it pretty and say, it's this and that. It's a welfare check. In layman terms, that's what it is. And they said they can get this guaranteed income with no strings attached for the next 18 months. Now, notice it said that they were trying to get more money. I think they said $900,000, but they gave them the $200,000, which is why they get the $900,000. So imagine if they got the $900,000. They would have got way more than a $900 a month for sure. They would have been rolling in it. They would have been getting thousands a month. But yeah, this to me is nothing more than a welfare check. If I'm wrong, please, put it down in the comments, because I'm curious to see what other take someone who really, really is familiar with this can tell me what it is or what it isn't. Because to me, based on what I've read, it seems like some kind of assistance. And one major thing I want to know is, how will they know who is what and who is what? Because nowadays people be identifying as any and everything, and they probably might try to cheat their little system that they got going on there. I'm just saying, you already got a lot of people trying to claim that they want to get our reparations. What's to stop people from doing this? Because this and this have no color. Because anyone of any ethnicity can fall under these two categories. I'm just saying. And where's the study? They like I said, they always like to do a study when it comes to black people. Where's the study for this? I guess, non-existent.